So today is October 1st, and I'm here trying to decide what challenge I should set for myself for October. What's this challenge, you may be asking yourself? Well, good question, because this video I'm about to introduce my challenge series, so here we go. Hello and welcome to my channel. My channel name is Not Your Journey, and that basically just stands for the fact that we all have different ways of doing things, and different things work for different people. The way I do my life may not be the way you do your life, but all that matters is we're all doing the best for ourselves. And with that in mind, I decided this year that I was going to challenge myself on a monthly basis to try to accomplish some of the goals that I've had possibly for years even, but have made little progress on. And there's some reasons for that we will probably get into. But let's just start with, why am I doing this challenge and what is this challenge I'm talking about? Well, I first came up with this idea by watching another channel, Knorpp and South. They are a family of homeschoolers, and one of their children, Andrew, they had mentioned that he was doing monthly challenges this year to learn new skills, I believe. If he also has a podcast where he explains exactly what he is doing, and I will link those maybe in the cards if I figure out how to do that, but definitely down below. So I thought that was a great idea, and I actually talked to my kids about it, and they were completely not interested. But I decided that I could take the same concept and apply it to my own life and my own goals so that I could accomplish small actions within the span of 30 days and try to actually move forward and bring excitement to my life as well. All right, so when I was thinking about what I wanted to accomplish, honestly, I didn't even give it much thought for the first month. I was just like, this would be a great way for me to actually start exercising. I've been wanting to walk regularly for a long time, and I just couldn't make it happen. So I decided my first challenge would be to walk from my house to the stop sign and back every day. That's the minimum. Now that's only about half a block. I'm not good with, feet, inches, distance, but it's not very far. However, that's just the minimum. So if I could just do that every day for the month of July, that's when I started, then I will have accomplished my goal. So that went very well. Of course, once I would get out and start walking almost every day, I went farther than the stop sign. I was walking a half a mile to a mile. And at the end of the month, I felt a real sense of accomplishment about that. And I was thinking ahead to what other goals I might want to use to challenge myself for other months. And I had come up with in August that I had wanted to challenge myself on some different homeschooling areas, because we did start back to school in August. However, my walking was going so well that I decided to just continue with that challenge. I felt like for my health and for my long-term goals that I want to accomplish, that was the best thing for me at that time. And during those 2 months, I started to brainstorm some other ideas that I might want to do to challenge myself. And what I decided was that I wanted those goals or challenges to be One, I wanted them to be of the positive nature. So I wouldn't want to say, give up sugar, but instead I would want to eat 3 fruits a day. I wanted them to not have a negative connotation. So start something new rather than getting rid of something. Number two was something that I actually wanted to do. So, for instance, if my goal was to go to the Y every day for 30 days and work out, I, I don't really want to get up and drive to the Y and drive back home. And whereas walking out my front door and walking to the stop sign, I do want to walk. I do want to do that. And I want to walk outside. I don't want to walk on a treadmill. So that's kind of the difference in my brain. And I will say all of this is kind of a way to trick my brain into helping me accomplish these goals rather than giving my brain reasons to not do them. And the third requirement for my challenge was that I wanted to be able to see some sort of progress within those 30 days, be able to judge for myself that, well, when I started walking at the beginning of July, I could walk a half a mile, but I was tired and my feet hurt. At the end of July, I could walk a mile and not even thinking, I wouldn't think, oh, it's so far. It was a very doable thing. And I could see the progression throughout that month as things felt easier or I was learning something new. Okay, so those were the 3 requirements I had for myself for these challenges. I also decided I was started again, as I said, in July, and I was going to do it until December. And then we would see if it was something that I felt like I really wanted to continue. Okay, so just to review, in July, I wanted to walk every day. In August, I decided to continue walking. I decided to continue my walking daily challenge. In September, I set a goal of walking our dog every day. Okay, so September, my goal was to walk our dog every day. My dog has a backyard and she gets exercise. She doesn't like walking. She's a very nervous dog, I would say. I can maybe make another video on it. I don't want to get into like a whole long story about it. But our challenge was to do that every day with the dog to try to get her happier about the walking situation. That challenge went really well, like the first 20 days. And then the last week or so, it was hit or miss. And I think the last 5 days, we just did not do it at all. And if you stay tuned to the end of this video, I'll talk a little bit about my brain and why I think that challenge did not work. So that was for September. And then in October, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do for a challenge, but at the very last minute, I decided that I would attempt to cook every day from the Trim Healthy Mama, Trim Healthy Table cookbook. I wanted to start back on my weight loss goals for October. And I just thought, oh, this will go really well with that. And so far I have made, maybe not necessarily a meal, but I've made something from their cookbook almost every day of the month of October. So there will be videos coming out about that as well. Okay. In between those months, I also did a 6-week learning to run challenge, and I have videos up about that, where I wanted to I wanted to just see, can I even run? Because, being very overweight, obese, much of my life, I wasn't jogging to the store every day. So I started from really just being able to run for a few seconds until the end of that 6 weeks, where I was able to run half of a track. Now, was that a success to other people? It doesn't matter. The point of the challenge is for me to challenge myself and my journey of learning to run, not anybody else's. I thought it was a success. I didn't give it as much effort as I could have, but I accomplished what I wanted to do within that 6 weeks. All right, so what are some of the other challenges I have coming up? Well, I know I want to do a yoga every day for 30 days. I'm thinking that that might be my November challenge. I also have in mind for November, there is also a program called NaNoWriMo. I believe it's National Novel Writing Month that occurs in November. And I'll link it below. It's a challenge to write so many words a day so that I think at the end you have a 50,000 word novel you have written. And I've always thought, oh, that would be something fun to try. So I'm considering trying that as well. I don't think it would make very good videos. And I'm not sure what my other challenge will be in December. I've considered doing some cleaning challenges, but I don't think that hits the something I really want to do requirement for these mini goals. All right, so that is kind of an overview of why I'm doing these challenges, what I mean when I say a challenge. So now I just wanted to talk for a minute about why they work and why not just say I'm setting a goal. And I think the reason they work is twofold. One, when you set a SMART goal, it's supposed to be timely. SMART is like what? Specific, measurable, something timely. And I grew up not knowing anything about goals. When I met my husband, he had been taught that as a child. And so he's really helped me to try to actually set some real goals for myself. But the thing that really helped me was getting some goal setting planners. And not because I needed a planner to set the goals, but the way that they broke things down really made sense for my brain. So for instance, the planner I first started with was the first planner I started with was Cultivate Your Life. And the question they asked to start with is, what will your life look like when you're 80? What do you want it to look like? And then you take that ultimate goal and you break it down. Well, how am I going to get there? So my life when I'm 80 is I want to be active. I want to, travel, hike, and I want to spend time with my grandchildren. So if I want to accomplish that, then I need to be able to be physically fit enough when I'm 80 to do that, which means I need to be physically fit enough to do that now. So that kind of helps me set my goals. Like, okay, well, I need to lose weight and get fit so that when I'm 80, I can do those things that I want to do. So that really made sense to my brain, breaking it down from there. And so I have accomplished some goals over the past several years since I started goal planning. But I think lately it's just been really difficult to see progress on the things I wanted to see progress on. And so I thought, well, a short-term goal, just like the walking, like I've wanted to regularly walk for years, but I just haven't been able. It just seems like, like I don't want to go outside and walk. Why? I don't know. But my brain just overcomplicated that. But just saying, walk out the door, walk to the stop sign and back. Okay, I can do that. I can do that really without thinking. And hence, this is where I have discovered something about my brain, because I was back to the dog walking month. So I believe what happened with that goal is that I started out with a very simple goal. Put the leash on the dog, walk the dog to the stop sign and back, or as far as I could get the dog to go. No problem, very simple. Doesn't take a lot of brain power. My brain doesn't even have to think about that. Simple 2-step process or 3-step or whatever. But my daughter got involved, and this means she has to get her shoes on. Now suddenly she wants to go get these other treats. She wants to get, a special pouch to put the treats in. So when I'm like, okay, I have the thought in my head, all right, I have some time, let me go walk the dog. Or it's 12 o'clock, which is when we were trying to do it. Let's go walk the dog. Maybe she's doing something else. Or maybe I'm like, I'm just going to go. And she's like, oh, wait, I want to go. And that's great. And I want her to be involved. But unfortunately, my brain doesn't want that much of a complication. So now it's not as simple as just walking out the door. It's like, okay, now I have to wait for her. Well, if I have to wait for her, she has to find her shoes. Then she has to find maybe her backpack because she wants to wear her backpack. Now I'm trying to get the dog to come inside, and she's asking me to help her do something else. And those are all good things. They're all things that I'm doing as a parent. But my brain is now like, this is too much trouble. This is too difficult. This taking too many steps. I have to make too many decisions to just do a simple task. And my brain's like, forget it. This is too much trouble. And I'm totally understanding myself and more as I realized that, and realized why a lot of times, I don't know if it's an ADH brain or it's just, whatever. I'm sure other people have experienced this, and maybe by talking about it, maybe you will think, oh wow, that's what happens in my brain too. But simple tasks have to be kept very simple or they can't happen. So even in the morning, if I'm going to get up and walk in the morning and my kids are up and they and I'm not trying to my kids are not the problem. My brain is the problem. And another thing that I did realize is I can think myself out of doing anything. So for instance, with the October goal that I decided to do the cookbook, I actually decided that on the first day of December. I saw the cookbook and I was like, I'm just going to make a meal and this is going to be it. Because I had thought of 3 or 4 other ideas, but I was like, well, that's too complicated. That's going to take too much work. I'm not going to be able to find the time to do that one. Where am I going to get the tools for this one? But by just jumping in, I did not give my brain time to talk itself out of these goals. And that's something I'm just really, really learning about myself and kind of exploring and trying to figure out how I cannot allow my brain time to tell me not to do something. So that wraps up kind of my introduction to these monthly challenges. And you will see, the videos out about the Learning to Run challenge. You'll see videos coming out about my cookbook challenge. And I'm really enjoying these. I've seen some other people do videos on trying different people's weight loss challenges. And, I did not intend for this to be a challenge about this channel to be about weight loss. It's more about, being 50 and exploring my life. So we'll see where things go from here. But if you have any ideas for challenges that you think would be good to try, not like eat a snake from Peru. That's not what I'm talking about. But challenges to improve my life, improve our lives as aging women. I'd be glad to take a look at those and try to incorporate them for myself. So thanks so much for watching. If you like my videos, I would love for you to subscribe. I know I'm new to this whole YouTube thing, and actually it's not an official challenge, but it's definitely something I am unofficially challenging myself to do, which was to learn YouTube, just really to learn something new, if nothing else. I thought at the end of 30 days, if I hate it, hey, I've learned a new skill. So, like, subscribe, and I will see you for our next video. Thanks so much. Bye.